diet. Doggy. Yeah, big session.
Yo-yo diet, either bulking and or cutting, and he's consuming approximately half the calories he once had, and so he has to be very stingy to avoid consuming too many carbs. And so his choice of meat is lean turkey. He says he could have 45 grams of protein from it, and he tries to average 250 grams of protein a day, approximately 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and considering he's having 5 meals, that's about 50 grams of protein in each and every meal. And so perfectly sound and reasonable choice for protein following his workout.
Turkey, lettuce, mustard.
And so to go along with the 8 ounces of turkey, he's also going to have bread, mustard, and enjoy year round.
I see you put a glob of mayonnaise on a sandwich, tons of buffalo sauce and whatever else they're eating. I mean, that stuff adds up quick.
Yeah, and so if you're adding buffalo sauce to the ghee, he's an old, over-the-top 48-year-old man. Why would he know anything? Well, let's all listen to a 21-year-old who's never tried, never did a show in his life.
And this is another key element. Let's get a quick zoom in here. So typical bread.
And so typical bread, and he shows us good seed, has 120 calories per slice. Does that sound like typical bread for you? That means per sandwich, that's 240 calories. That is a lot of calories. That is not regular ass bread if I ever saw it. Does it say regular ass bread on that label? I don't think so. And so why not pick lower calorie bread, something that you like, and eat it year round? And no, I'm not talking about when it says net grams, 3 grams of fiber, 5 grams fiber, doesn't mean the calories are accurate. People getting duped and tricked all the time, just like Sam Schultz. Not his fault, he's only 21 years of age. And so if you're looking at a label and it says 20 grams of carbs, of which 3 are net carbs, those other 17 grams of carbs, they don't necessarily have 0 calories. More often than not, they're gonna average about 2 calories per gram. And remember, I'm not hating on Sam, it's not his fault he doesn't know this. Raise your hand out there, how many of you knew this? Almost none of you. Unless you're studying nutrition university, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, so just trust me. Don't think you just buy something that says net carbs 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever, and assume that you're on a diet, eating in a deficit.
10 grams of carbs each, 11 grams each. But 8 of those are insoluble fiber. That's not going to do anything for you energy-wise.
So how does he know it's whatsoever? What are the main ingredients? Sugar. 0 calories, main ingredients, sugar. Really?
That's pretty much a standard dieting meal.
And so there you have it, his words, a standard dieting meal. Unless you're a client of Coach Greg or my freaking cookbook, this is anything but standard. I ain't eating this shit. I'm not 20 years old. I want to enjoy what I'm eating year round. And so if you don't like your diet right now, and you copy Sam's diet, how long will you be able to follow? Not very long. Maybe a week or 2 or a month at best. Perhaps you have the best willpower in the world. To Conscious Day, for that wedding photo, for the summer. After that, you're going off the diet, you're gonna get fat, you're not gonna be happy, and it's a yo-yo diet year-round. Perhaps a better investment in your time and energy, pick up my cookbook, or perhaps pick up my Circle Diet book, you know, my life's work, how to lose weight, get off the rest of your life. Was a school teacher, master's degree in education. Look at all this information. Extraordinary at something. And so if you're watching this and you don't feel that you're good enough, just be yourself, because yourself, I guarantee you this, is good enough. Coach Greg, and what exactly are bad genetics? Well, this guy, he says he has it in spades. And so it continues to baffle me just how delusional people actually are in the real world. And so I have no faith in humanity. People have absolutely no clue what they look like. Body dysmorphia is more prevalent than last time. People are tall, thick, or short. We have 400-pound women saying they're perfect 10s and that they deserve high-value men. And so this guy's posted on my subreddit, and he says, I've been lifting weights for a very long time, over 7 years. And I really feel like I look terrible for that length of training, especially when I look at others in the gym or online. I put so much effort into lifting and I'm very educated about it, but I just don't seem to respond that well. And so he's 6'1", 220 pounds, he has a 6-pack. Guy has more muscle than freaking last time. And so he says these high awesome quads. And so let me address the elephant in the room. Do I believe that this guy's physique is natural? There is no possible way that I think that this guy achieved his physique natural. And listen to my reasoning. He thinks he has a horrible physique. He thinks he's hardly made any gains. He's highly knowledgeable on diet, nutrition, training, and so on. And despite the fact he's 6'1" and 220 pounds of muscle with a six-pack, he doesn't think it's good enough. So what do you think somebody like that, who's educated, would resort to doing? They're going to come to a G-test, GO2 max, Ecti-Builder, Seco bars, creatine, protein powder, pre-workout, Peri-Lite, Delta Sleep. We have so many things. Please go and head over to my website, and if you don't have money, free diet and training program. Head over to my website. It's close to 50 pages. First, last name, email address, coming straight to you. And of course, the freaking cookbook, the circle diet book, and the training book. You see it all here. Also, the hard and last time clothing line. Head over to the website, code red, 10% off. And until next time, I am out. Of which he's probably somewhere in the 200. So he needs at least 200 plus grams of protein. And so for breakfast, after doing cardio, lifting weights, not even 30 grams of protein. That is not enough. And where are the fruits and vegetables? Where is the fiber? And so a very unsatiating meal one. It's a schmuck serving, and so this is not going to make him full.
It's sort of a breakup. It's not too bad. 400, maybe 500 calories.
4 slices of bread, 2 eggs, and a bunch of margarine. And he thinks it's somewhere between 300 and 400 calories, when in reality it's closer to 600 calories. I know it's shocking, but you know how much calories are in margarine? It's a lot. And so what can he do? Well, first things first, I get rid of margarine, or at least use light margarine. And where are the vegetables? Where are the fruit?
That's the whole morning with the sandwiches, you know. I worked out, I went up, I made these. They're about 500 calories for both of them. And, real good, you know.
And so imagine if he had more egg whites. Perhaps he had 6 more egg whites added into that sandwich. And on the side, perhaps he could eat some fruit. Watermelon, apples, grapes, you name it. It would give him a much more colorful and healthy breakfast. And it would give him the protein that he needs to build muscle. Remember, eating like this is not going to be very satiating. It's a lot of bread, it's very high calorie dense foods, and so this is not the thing that someone will want to eat if they're trying to lose weight.
I don't have my lunch until 2 p.m. Just, spread out my meals.
Calories 7 days a week. Of course not. He's over 440 pounds. He's doing cardio, he's lifting weights. We saw him go for a 13-kilometer walk. Remember, he's over 440 pounds. How many calories is burning walking that far? A lot. More than double what the average person would burn. And so do you really think that his body just doesn't burn calories? That his metabolism is so slow that even when he's eating under 2,000 calories, that his body just doesn't lose weight? Absolutely not. I would say he's probably eating well over 4,000 to 5,000 calories at least a couple days a week, and that's overcompensating from the days when he's in a deficit. And so how could he possibly have the willpower to follow a diet this restrictive? No one could do it, perhaps for a little while, but then what happens is you cave. And eventually you cave, you cheat on your diet, and you regain all that weight.
A lot of calories in fruit, but not as much as if it had been candy. Like, not as good as if it had been vegetables or a salad, but it is better than if it had been a lasagna.
And so what I wish could happen is that Brentley could actually... He wasn't eating enough protein, so if he eats less bread, it's a weird
Ah, lewat.